Andy Sullivan from Blue Collar Corner. I'm here at the Bergen County Tea Party, and with me I have Mr. Joe O'Connor, and we're here to talk about our Prince of the City, Mr. Donald Trump, who's making quite a stir out there with his presidential run. Now, Joe, give us first a little background on yourself.
Well, I testified against Eric Holder at his confirmation hearing last year in Washington, D.C., actually 2 years ago, because my father was killed by the FALN terrorists at Francis Tavern. The Clintons released the terrorists in 1999, and Eric Holder was the architect of that release, and he went on to become the Attorney General of the United States. So I protested that. I went to Washington and testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Unfortunately, Holder won out and is now our Attorney General. On top of that, I was in the Trade Center on 9/11. My cousin was killed, my father's godson. I got home that night, but our family's been directly affected by this terrorism twice, and I've had enough of it.
Okay. Now, you're speaking about Eric, we are a nation of cowards, Holder.
Yeah.
That was very nice to say about the first attorney, Afro-American Attorney General. Joe, if you could say something to Mr. Trump, and you can,
and I can,
what would you say to him?
What I'd say to Mr. Trump is, and I wrote about this in Red State, you know, I could see why people have jumped on Donald Trump's bandwagon, if you will. He's throwing fastballs. In April of this year, we have new baseball season. Now we got Trump out there. He's throwing heat. He's bringing the heat. People want to hear it. People love it. It puts fannies in the seats at the baseball games. They're sick of Boehner and these other guys throwing curveballs and change-ups and nibbling at the corners, and like Ron Paul throwing screwballs. But they love Trump for that. People are starving for someone who's direct, who's clear, who expresses their views, and that has really resonated with the American people with Donald Trump. Trump has his downside, too. I'd say he comes across as arrogant. I work on Wall Street. I was literally on Wall Street on 9/11. Most people don't act like him. They don't look like him. They don't talk like him. They don't go around firing people. That's not the way the world works. So while Trump has a lot of good upside, direct and clear, his downside is he comes across as arrogant and somewhat insane.
Is he a viable candidate? Would you vote for him if the Republicans voted him as the candidate?
Well, look, if he was one of two candidates against Barack Obama, yes, of course I'd vote for him. But if he's a third-party candidate, there's no way. I don't want another Ross Perot splitting the conservative vote. He's got to bail out if that's the situation and let the better man win.
Okay, Joe O'Connor, thank you very much. Who else would like